Hi there folks, Matt Hayson with this week's Market Wrap, and I've got a very special guest, Pancho, who's joining me here today. Pancho, welcome. He's going to ask me some questions about pretty typical things that we're hearing in the marketplace. So I'm going to turn it over to Pancho now.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts?
Well, Matthew, I actually have some questions for you.
Yeah.
I'm curious to find out what are your thoughts regarding what's happening in the property market, specifically around these areas.
Yes.
Whether there are opportunities and what your thoughts are and advice are for people either wanting to sell or wanting to buy. What are your views?
Sure. Okay, well look, simplistically where we're seeing the market right now is we're seeing it's fairly balanced trading conditions. The auction clearance rate's been pretty steady now, sitting at around 70% for over a month or so, which gives you a sense that the market's a little bit more balanced, probably slightly favouring sellers in these better premium areas. However, we're still seeing that sellers need to get their pricing of their property very accurate to engage the buying market. So the opportunities that we're seeing at the present time is increasing supply now as we're moving into the spring months. So if you're a buyer out there that you've been looking through what's been a quieter winter period, you'll start to see improvement in terms of the opportunities available for you with properties in the area. From a seller's perspective, we're still seeing fairly good buyer movement and interest. So quality properties, you could almost guarantee that you will attract and engage buyers as long as you get that pricing correct.
Okay. Well, what would you say is, from a seller's point of view, the say one or two key concerns that they should always be thinking about before selling a property, and perhaps even before they engage with an agent, and choosing obviously the right agent as well?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Look, there's a few things. Obviously, you want to probably go out and shop the market. I would think if you were looking or considering a sale, I'd go out there and go attend some open homes, get a sense of the agents that are in the marketplace, and who they are, how they follow up. Whether or not you've got a good sense of a feel for them. I'd also go and have a look at some properties which you felt were of comparison to your property, so you can see how they're presented, how they're priced, whether or not the auction was successful, the number of buyers that are attending. So that'll bring you up to speed pretty rapidly with what you're seeing in the market, and make you very astute around selecting an agent and how you should present and price your property.
Okay, and what about from an investment point of view? So you're dealing with people who are looking at investment properties. What, specifically around this area, what would you say are the key things that you should be looking for?
Okay, I guess with any investment you want to obviously remove the emotion out of it, and you want to really look clearly at, this is a business transaction and a business decision, so you want to make sure that you're looking at something that's going to give you a good return. What we're seeing in our marketplace though, and across many of the premier areas of Sydney, the return is probably not that great. If you're getting 3 to 4% out of a rental return for an investment property here in these premier suburbs, you're doing pretty well. So, but there's the second component to that is, are you then going to be looking at a property that's going to give you great tenancy selection and easy to rent, and are you going to see good capital improvement? So is it going to be in a street of growth? Is it going to have the right aspect? Will it have a view? Will it rent easily? Will it have parking? Will it have some of those key attributes that in this particular market, or in any particular market, that the rental market demands and there is a limited supply of?
So you've actually just said something that's quite interesting, the right tenant.
Yes.
And would I be correct in saying that if you were to engage in an agency to look at buying a property, a commercial property, that you want to be actually looking at their property management arm to see if it's a significant property management arm?
Correct.
So they can bring in the right tenants. Would that be something that's important for the people out there to be thinking about before engaging?
Absolutely. So property management now moving forward into what we're seeing right now is there's greater demand. There's tenants are far more astute around their rights and obligations in terms of being a landlord. So having the right managing agent is pretty critical. So I'm proud to say, look, we're the largest managing agent in this particular area, and that's for a particular reason, that we've worked very hard around all of that. So, not only is there agency selection, it's tenancy selection, but you've got technology, you've got reporting, repairs, having the right tradespeople on board, and all of those things which actually bring a higher level of value to the client.
Yeah, so the experience of managing a property is very, very important, working with the right agency.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Critical.
Finally, what would you say is your advice going forward into the next, say, 3 to 4 months, going towards Christmas, for the people out there if they're looking to sell a property or looking to buy a property?
Yeah, look, for sellers, look, you've got a window now. We're going into what's traditionally considered to be the busiest and most active period of the selling year. So September, October, November, always pretty active. It gives people an opportunity to bring their home to market, engage buyers, and a lot of buyers are looking to secure a property and be into that new property before Christmas. So that's a normal emotional trigger that a lot of people look for. So for sellers, I think that's a key advantage, that you can really tap into that psyche of the buying market right now and engage those people. For buyers, obviously the upside is that there is more property and you can be into that new home and settled and into a new property by Christmas.
Fantastic. So the folks out there can easily get a hold of you on your phone numbers over here or on your website, which is?
At ch.com.au, pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
very much for watching. And again, guys, we've got some great homes going under the hammer tonight here at the Cobden and Hayson office from 6 p.m. We've got some beautiful homes open for inspection, and our entire team looks forward to seeing you out and about.